Welcome to Southwest Inside View, and I'm your host, Nolan Pinto. I have with me my colleague Sri Lakshmi from Kerala, who is now based in Kochi. Sri Lakshmi has been covering a story based in the Lakshadweep Islands, where the people over there, the islanders, have been protesting against the tent city. Sri Lakshmi, tell us about this story that you have actually written about.
Thank you, Nolan. Actually, the story is about the protest of people against this tent city project. Actually, a tent city is a collection of unique tiny tents with modern amenities. We can see it in war fields like for refugees and for homeless people. These are just temporary construction, so it doesn't need any concrete or something like that huge construction criteria. So the company, which is a Gujarati company named Pravik Limited. But they are now, in the name of Tent City, constructing huge concrete buildings. So this will definitely destroy the ecological balance of this dweep. I mean, the Lakshadweep. So
No,
people are concerned.
I understand that these are their concerns, but 10 cities, I'm sure, are being constructed across the world on various islands. And I'm sure this company is also taking care because there will be an environmental assessment impact survey that would have been done. Am I right? Or has it been done?
Uh, yes, it's done. But the problem is that these two islands, which we mentioned in our story, that is Tilakara and Bengaram Island, these islands were tourist islands. That means there is no permanent residence here. So obviously, we might think then what is the problem, right? So, but the fishing community is restricted from the area to enter into these islands. The fishing community used to keep their boats and nets and all their equipments in these islands, and also the local people were used to visit these islands for jaggery making and for drying the fish, and also these traditional jobs. These as very important role in Lakshadweep's economy because these jobs contribute to economy as much as tourism does. So restricting people is the major concern from these islands.
But Sri Lakshmi, are the fishermen over there dependent only on these islands? Because there are so many islands. If the government is deciding to utilize two islands for tourism purpose, build a tent city, why is the protest? There are other islands that can be used.
Yes, but these are the most, they are traditionally they using these islands for keeping their temporary tents and keeping their equipments right. And after all, there are many land dispute cases are going on. So they are afraid, like they are not allowed to enter into their land. It make people panic, like what is they doing, right?
Okay. Now, you were planning to actually go over there and speak to the people, but that was not possible. What happened?
So actually, we need a special permit to travel to Lakshadweep, and it takes some time actually. But when I contacted my friend there, Sabit, a youth Congress leader there, he told me like you can come here as a tourist. I can go there as a tourist and visit these islands. Like Modiji did what last year. I could go for snorkeling, scuba diving, and can pose for photos, but I would have to exit the land after that. As a journalist, I'm not allowed to go to these lands and report these issues. But the administrator, the Lakshadweep administration, wouldn't they don't cite the reason, uh, but instead they delay the permit, the process. So it's very difficult to reach there, especially activists and journalists are not permitted to uh, go there, right?
Sri Lakshmi, how did you find this story? Because I remember initially when we spoke about this, it was about large scale chopping of coconut trees. Is it from there that you started to look into this story?
Yes, sir. Actually, as of now, we had two stories from Lakshadweep. One is that tent city protest, and other the uh, entry restriction. So both these stories I developed from a single 1 minute video. You may remember that a senior citizen, he's protesting by singing a Malayalam song, and we can see some concrete constructions and all in the background. So
What was that
to
song he
know
was singing actually?
പാമ്പുകൾക്ക് മാളമുണ്ട്, പറവകൾക്ക് ആകാശമുണ്ട്,
What does it mean?
മനുഷ്യപുത്രൻ. That means every creature in this universe, including birds and snakes, have a place to live peacefully. But what about human beings? That's what the song meant.
Okay.
So,
So
yeah,
that is
then
how you
so I
picked
found
it.
yeah, I found that video very interesting. So, to know more about this, I first contacted my friend Fatima. She was my college classmate, and um, then we discussed this issue actually. So, she raised some major concerns like all about this Gujarati based company and what is happening in Dweep.
Okay, so that's how you got this story. Perfect. But now there are certain issues that I want to actually focus on. One is you tried your best to go over there. You could not. You said that you require a permit. But what is happening as of now there? How do people in the mainland, that is in India, know what is happening in the islands when journalists or activists are not allowed to go over there?
So actually, we can go there as like tourists. We can go there and explore Lakshadweep. But when it comes to politicians or activists or journalists, the administration usually deny the permit, and they cite a reason like this would lead to a political activity and it may destroy the peaceful atmosphere there. When our MPs in 2001, we had a protest there, that is Save Lakshadweep campaign. So our MPs, Haibi Eden and Pratap and all of them tried to reach there, but the administrator denied the permit and cited the same reason. This could destroy the peaceful atmosphere of land. So, as it is a UT, there is no meaning to fight against it, even in court. So,
Is the current elected representative doing anything about it? Have you had a chance to speak to him?
Yes, I discussed this matter with the former MP, with this Faisal. He is very concerned about this issue. Actually, I couldn't able to contact that current MP, Saeed. Saeed. Then after we published the story, I contacted Saeed. Then we discussed this issue. Actually, he called for a meeting on Saturday. So I think after that we can get some response from there.
Mhm.
Actually, these people are afraid of the administrator. According to people, they are afraid of the ED politics, and uh, the administrator works in a different way. There is no direct dealings. He moved his papers and all those actions through his subordinates. So it's very difficult for them to.
So what I gather from what you're telling me is that the administrator is just taking directions directly from the center without wanting to sort of listen to what the people have to say or want to say. Am I right in that, in this thinking?
Yes, you're very right. Because the former administrators, they maintained a very cordial relationship with the people of the land. But this administrator even not tried to create a rapport with the people. So, like if we are planned to protest, immediately the administration will impose 144 in that area to make the people panic. So this is why things are going there.
So tell me something about this tent city. What will it entail? What are we looking at if once it's ready?
So once it's ready, as the current status will continue because we can't stay here permanently. We can only go to the island and then after exploring the land and we should come back. Usually this tent city, even if it's a tent city, but they are trying to make it the more, what would say, more costly. I mean, only for luxury tourists and all. Uh, this is what the island people are saying, like making feel like these two islands are very special and only some privileged people or some wealthy or rich people can go there. So that's why things are going on now, according to the people. So they say all these things.
Are you still in touch with the people over there? And how when will this tent city be ready? And what sort of damages are taking place, if they are taking place? What are they telling you?
So actually, these two islands we mentioned in our stories that Tinakar and Bengaram, these are accreted islands. So, unlike we do, they can't make borders for their land. Like if a coastal erosion happens, their land will go. Like someone will get additional land. This is why the this is what the geographical specialty of Lakshadweep. So we can definitely mark borders for the land exactly, especially in these islands. And also, these are Bengaram is kind of atoll. So there are many coral uh, marine marine wealth are there.
Okay.
So yeah, so these kind of construction or uh,
So you're saying
drilling
it can have an
activities,
impact on the marine
yes,
population over there?
definitely, because we discussed it with one scientist,
Hmm.
Vijay Nandan sir. He's a scientist from Kufo. So he said that it's very unfortunate. Like we don't know if any proper study is made before this. They are um, going to project. So it's very, like very concerning. That much sensitive area is it, Lakshadweep is there.
All right. And from your story, you also wrote about a legal dispute over land ownership that's going on there. Can you throw some light on that?
That's what I mentioned. These are accreted lands. So these accreted lands ownership uh, owned by government
Hmm.
uh, now, but people are used to uh, use these islands for their traditional job and all. So this makes them concerned. Like they lose land due to the zero ocean and all. Uh, this is what happens. So they try to make like their land is owned. What they news that their land is now owned by administration or the government. So in future they may lose the ownership. People are worried. Like
All right. So you're telling me that these protests, or will these protests continue for, I don't know, are they planning
these
to
protests
continue
will
these protests?
continue. Yes, these protests will continue. Actually, the in Lakshadweep, NCP and Congress are the leading political parties. So we had in regular contact with both the parties' representatives. Actually, they are leading. They jointly leading the protest there. Congress and this NCP.
All
So
right.
definitely, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Sri Lakshmi. In fact, you can read Sri Lakshmi's stories on our website. That's www.thesouthfirst.com. She's written two stories. One is Lakshadweep, a union territory or open jail. Islanders feel they are less equal. And there's another one that she focused on, uh, a fragile paradise at risk, where the locals are protesting the tent city amid environmental concerns. My final question to you is, you use the word open jail very quickly. Why?
Sir, actually, it's said by an activist there. He claimed that he has the most number of cases for protesting against this administrator, and the people feel like we discussed earlier, if we plan to protest or if we plan to raise voice against one issue, definitely they will register a case against us or will impose 144 there. So they felt like they denied the freedom to protest or to oppose. That's why they feel like it's open jail.
An open jail. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing these thoughts with us, and thank you to the listeners. Do you tune in? We'll be having many more stories soon, where we'll discuss in-depth views on, well, the reporters' perspectives on how they actually covered this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.